Hello world, my name is Leo and today we are going to be doing a Q&A video. So for those of you who don't know, I put out a video a couple of weeks back about saying that I was going to do a Q&A to celebrate hitting 500 and then 600 subscribers. And as of yesterday, when recording this, we have hit 700 subscribers, so this celebration feels even more appropriate. So I'm going to be creating two videos because a lot of the questions that I got were about Rain World. So I'm going to be doing a Rain World Q&A, which is the one that you're watching right now, and I'm going to be doing a general Q&A that has to do with all of the general gaming and questions about myself and stuff like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into my Rain World questions. Will you do the DLC campaigns? This is the question that I have gotten the most throughout my Rain World Let's Play, and I've already given my answer to a couple of people, but unless something drastic happens in the Survivor campaign to make me absolutely hate Rain World, I'm almost certainly going to be doing the DLC campaigns. It's very clear to me that everyone wants to see it, and I really want to see where the lore and stuff goes, and I think it would be unfair to the game to just stop after Survivor. I think it has earned the right for me to go through the rest of it and see what else there is to see. That being said, a follow-up question to that I got for the Q&A was, will the DLC campaigns be consecutive? Or will I be interspersing them in between other Let's Plays? And that's something I haven't 100% decided yet. I know that it's a lot of content. It's a lot of content that is going to take a while to do, no matter how I structure it. I do plan on doing discussion videos on other games that I'm playing behind the scenes, and I think as long as I'm doing those, I should be able to do the Rain World Let's Plays consecutively. Unless something if Silk Song were to come out, for example, I might drop Rain World for a bit to play that. But basically, as long as I'm playing something other than Rain World at the same time, I should be able to do it consecutively. So that's why I want to do more and more of the discussion videos and / reviews when it comes to other games. And yeah, as long as I'm not doing just Rain World, then I'll do it consecutively, I think. But let me know what you guys think on that. Will I be doing any of the expeditions or mods, or will I be doing co-op with friends or viewers? If I'm being honest, I don't think I'll be doing any of that stuff, just because very rarely do I play on any of the extraneous stuff as part of Let's Plays. The point of this channel for me is to experience as many different games as I can, from as many different genres and stuff as I can, and because of that, for Rain World, I would just want to focus on the stories of each campaign. If I were to dive into the expeditions and co-op and installing mods and stuff like that, then in my opinion, the series would go on for too long. I don't want to just produce Rain World content. I do want to eventually move on to other things. So co-op might be fun. Maybe I would do, I don't know who I would play it with, but if I were to do that, it would probably be a live stream kind of thing. But yeah, expeditions, mods, I don't think I'm going to be doing any of that stuff on the channel, at least. how did you discover Rain World, and what made you decide to do a Let's Play on it? I've been aware of Rain World for a while. Its reputation preceded it. I did see Markiplier play a little bit of it way back when it first came out, but I don't remember any of it. And as far as I know, he didn't get very far in it. So yeah, it was always like a game that I was aware of, because I know it got, like, even when it first came out, it was relatively famous. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the first... Was it the first game published by Adult Swim Games? I'm not sure. Please feel free to correct me on that if I'm wrong about that. But the reason why I decided to do a Let's Play on it was because it was requested. I put out a community post asking for game suggestions in order to try to gather them all in one place. And out of all of the games that were suggested, there were only 2 that were suggested more than once, and those 2 were Inscription and Rain World. And so I've already played Inscription, so yeah, Rain World seemed like the next appropriate thing to get to. It did take me a while to get to it because I was intimidated by its difficult reputation, but yeah, I'm glad I started it. What did you think Rain World was gonna be when you like before you started it? If I'm being honest, I don't know what I thought Rain World was going to be. I thought it was, based on what little I remember from Markiplier, I didn't know there was like a cycle mechanic. I thought it was just the rain would come every once in a while and you had to like reach high ground in order to avoid the flood. So I was actually picturing something a bit more similar to like Ori, that one scene where you're like trying to escape the tree and the water is rising. So I think I was thinking it was going to be more of just a platformer, like an exploration platformer. Of course, it is still an exploration platformer, but it is a lot. It turned out to be a lot more than that. But yeah, a lot of the mechanics were very unexpected when I first started. Would you own a slug cat as a pet, and which one? So I did see a reply to this question that aptly pointed out that I have not experienced the other slug cat campaigns, so I can't really give an informed opinion on that, but I have seen like the images, and whenever I boot up the game, there's always like a different like slug cat appearing in the title screen. Out of all of them, I mean, Survivor or Monk are classics. Like I don't mind a little default slug cat, but other than that, the one that swims seems really intriguing to me. Like I've seen it a couple of times in the title screen. The like blue one that has like kind of like not frills, but like it's like blue and pink a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm remembering it correctly. And also the one that I'm assuming is the Gourmand, the very chonky boy. I feel like he would be funny to have as a pet as well. So yeah, I'll probably be able to give a more definitive answer to this once I actually finish the campaigns, but tentatively Survivor or Monk. And then if I wanted something more unique, either Gourmand or the swimming one, which by process of elimination might be Artificer. I'm not sure. Because I know it's not. I've seen Spearmaster as well. I've seen Hunter. I don't particularly want any of the violent cats. Will you be live streaming Rain World? I would like to. Right now, streaming is kind of hard to do at the moment. I I've live streamed games in the past, and in one of my update videos, I said that I would stop live streaming temporarily because the audience wasn't there for it at the time. But Rain World might change that. There's a lot more people here now than there were back when I made that announcement and when I was like live streaming Hades and stuff. So I wouldn't mind live streaming Rain World at some point. I don't know when that would be. I don't know when I would fit that into my schedule, but yeah, I'll if I do end up live streaming Rain World, I will make sure to make an announcement and let everyone know. But yeah, it's something that I will give some thought. What has your favorite part of Rain World been? So in terms of story beats, I do think that like in terms of like story beats and like the game itself, I think that Memory Crypts is probably my favorite, just because of how much environmental storytelling is packed into that region, combined with the like unique like stealth encounter gameplay of that section. I've really liked that area. I said it when I played it, and I'll say it again, like that area is probably my favorite region so far. And like when it comes to both gameplay and story, I did just get to 5 Pebbles though, and that one might be a close second. I don't know, I haven't finished that region yet, so we'll see. But the amount of environmental storytelling in that region, combined with the unique gameplay of the 0G, does like it fits the same criteria as like Memory Crypts for being my favorite area. The one thing that might make it second place is that the Squelch McGee's make that area a lot more stressful. I had a lot more anxiety in 5 Pebbles than I did in Memory Crypts. So yeah, so that's my answer so far. After Survivor, so that's just in terms of my like the game itself. My favorite part of like doing this Let's Play is probably the theory crafting. I am loving trying to come up with whatever theories that I can come up with based on what I'm seeing in the environment and the events that are transpiring around me. I already do have some new theories that are different from what I had recorded last, which you guys wouldn't have seen yet as of recording this, but maybe you'll have seen it when this video comes out. I don't know. But yeah, I already have some different theories that are formulating. I won't say them just yet because I do want to play a little bit more before voicing them. But yeah, theory crafting and hearing everyone's thoughts on what I've been saying that's been a lot of fun too. What are the most enjoyable and frustrating parts so far of Rain World? Well, that kind of goes off of the previous question. So like Memory Crypts was really enjoyable for me. Meeting Looks to the Moon was really enjoyable for me. That whole section, because it felt so alien. 5 Pebbles is definitely up there. The most frustrating part, I mean, it'll be kind of obvious if you've already watched the Let's Play, but probably Underhang. Because even with drainage, which would have been the most frustrating part before that, see, they were frustrating for 2 different reasons. Drainage was purely frustrating from a traversal perspective. Having to swim and find all of the gaps and having to like navigate those controls and the leeches and stuff like that. That was frustrating in its own right. Just trying to get through that region was frustrating. For Underhang, it wasn't necessarily the traversal that was the issue, because I felt like I traversed it pretty well every time. The frustration from that would have come from, one, the placement of the squelches, because that could basically make or break the run right away, depending on where it decided to place itself. And the lack of direction for that area, because I didn't know that I'd be losing my overseer, and I wasn't sure. There were no, I explained it a little bit in one of the other videos already, but just that area of like precipice and underhang and not knowing for sure if I missed something or if I was going the wrong way, that was a little bit frustrating. Like if I had just had an indicator saying that like precipice wasn't the right way to go, because even though I explored it thoroughly and I knew and I could tell that it was probably a dead end, part of my mind was like, am I missing like a pipe or some kind of passage or some kind of object that might be like the reason that that whole area exists. And that's why, like, when I found the pearl, I thought that might be what I was looking for, because like why else would precipice be there unless to give you like something important. So yeah, I think, yeah, both areas were frustrating for different reasons. I think Underhang was probably a little bit more frustrating overall. So yeah. Which Rain World creature do you know the least about or find the most fascinating? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about any of them. Everything that I've seen is just like guesswork or from a few tips in the comments. I have seen a couple of the comments regarding the yellow lizard's AI. That is really fascinating. How it like does like ambush tactics and communicates with the other yellow lizards telepathically. That's really cool. So out of all of them, like which one I find the most fascinating? The yellow lizards. Yeah, that mechanic definitely fascinates me. From like a lore perspective, I don't know. The squelches I don't really find fascinating. I just find them nasty. Probably the Miros birds, actually. Just because they are so different from every other creature. Like, they seem purely... apparently they are biomechanical, but when I was playing, they seemed purely mechanical, and their behavior is very different from any other creature. So, yeah, yellow lizards and Miros birds are probably the most fascinating to me. Which one do I know the least about? I mean, if I had to guess which creature I know least about, it would... Oh, no, wait. The scavengers are also extremely fascinating because their behavior is also more complex than any other creature. Just watching them interact with each other and with other creatures and watching them like fight other creatures is extremely fascinating. I love watching the scavengers. So yeah, it's probably a three-way tie for fascinating between the Miros birds, the scavengers, and the yellow lizards. Which creature do I know the least about? Probably something in Shaded Citadel. Probably the actually the glowing like pup things. I have no idea what those are. I have no idea if they're dangerous. Someone said that like you can actually look at the different creatures and their characteristics to see which one's predator and which one's prey. So based on that, I'm assuming the pups are prey, but I do not know. That would probably be the one I know least about if I had to guess. Or like off the top of my head. Have you ever thought about why rain world lizards have armored heads? No, I have not. I'm 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 thinking about it now, but before this, nah, I just figured it was a characteristic of the lizards, that they were like just hard-headed, um, like dinosaurs or something. I don't know. Isn't there another creature like in the real world that has like an armored head but a soft body? Um, I don't know, but I mean, if I had to guess, because the fact that that question even exists suggests that the armored heads are not natural, that there's like a reason for it. And I've seen I saw another comment in a past video saying that the vultures are wearing helmets as well. So maybe I'm right about the Horizon Zero Dawn situation even further. Or like there was another game that had like, they developed machines for war. Maybe I'm thinking of Journey, where they had like they had developed machines that ended up destroying everything. But yeah, maybe they like augmented regular animals with armor to fight some kind of war. That's the best guess I can come up with. There's not really any other reason why you would give armor to animals unless you wanted them to fight something or be able to defend themselves against something. Why they would just do the lizard's heads and not all of it, though, I don't know. Maybe they thought it would weigh it down too much. Like that wouldn't be good for their adapting to be able to like climb and stuff. I don't know, but I'm assuming I'll find out. What's your favorite rain world creature so far? Probably the scavengers. Like I said, I love watching them. I love interacting with them and watching them interact with other creatures. Even like just watching their movements, like their gestures, and watching them like tentatively like lean forward and lean backwards, like trying to figure out whether to advance or retreat. Yeah, the scavengers are definitely probably my favorite creatures in the game. What do you think of the environmental storytelling in Rain World? I think it's really good. It reminds me a lot of Hollow Knight. Being able to pick up on like little things like the graffiti of the Miros bird at the entrance to the Shaded Citadel, and picking up on like little movements and like the rain and the karma, and being able to make theories based off of that. And especially now, like with Looks to the Moon and with the Miros birds and in the memory crypts, there's a lot of environmental storytelling going on. And like, I feel like, I don't know if I want to say that it's more obscure than Hollow Knight, but I feel like Rain World's story is a lot more out there, maybe? Because I've also been told multiple times that I'm only getting a fraction of the lore right now. Like, I could analyze just the Survivor campaign and all of its environmental storytelling stuff, and I would not be able to figure out the entire lore. But yeah, just in terms of what I've seen so far, it reminds me a lot of Hollow Knight, and I loved Hollow Knight's environmental storytelling. So yeah, I think it's been the basis for a lot of my theories, and I think that speaks to how well the environmental design is overall. Hey everyone, Leo from the future here. So there was one question that I missed, and there was another question that I saw while I was going through the comments because I've recorded a little bit ahead since recording this initial thing. So I wanted to really quick address these questions. So the question that I missed was what counts as a spoiler tip, and I'm actually going to include this with both Q&As because I think it's important to address. So basically, anything, if it's a name I haven't heard, an event I haven't seen, a character I haven't, basically anything I haven't seen when it comes to characters, events, places, any of their names or anything like that, I would prefer not to know those things. So those would count as spoilers. When it comes to tips, anything that is like an optional secret would be okay, like under a read more. Like I would prefer if you put in enough spaces to expand, for me to expand the comment in order to read it. And for the most part, that would just be for like optional secrets that aren't crucial for progression. Or like movement or combat tips and stuff like that. When in doubt though, always put them under a read more and have me expand the comment to read it. If there is any doubt, that is always the safest option. And then there were a couple of other questions on my most recent video, Is This Reaching You? Because I have recorded the rest of 5 Pebbles since this, since recording this original audio. So one was before you entered the box, what did you think you would find in there? And I didn't know what I would find. I thought I would find like some kind of power source. I thought I would find some kind of like maybe a massive version of the little flying things that are like floating around, looks to the moon, and that I have in my stomach right now. I thought it would be, yeah, something like some kind of power source that I would either interact with in some way, or just like would be a big lore reveal. I was not expecting another like robot, which apparently from the comments you guys are telling me that his name is 5 Pebbles, which makes sense. That fits the pattern of looks to the moon being the name of the place and the character. Just a side note, I also think that the framing of it is really cool. Like he sees himself as a god compared to all of the creatures down below, he is literally and figuratively, in terms of how he sees himself, above everyone. So I find that very nice symbolism. And then the other question that was asked was, I'm looking for it right now, but I think it was something along the lines of, oh, I found it. What was going through your head during the 5 Pebbles encounter? When I entered it, I knew I could immediately see how important the moment was. And I was just like watching to try to see if I could. A little bit of it was like apprehension, like in a way, like not wanting to interrupt what was going on, but it was also like trying to figure out what was going on in a way by observation. And then when he started talking to me, it was like, oh, like this is a, like everything has changed basically. Like this is a massive, I already said it's a massive moment, but it's also like a massive change. Like this marks kind of like a turning point in the game. And I don't know, I was just kind of like awestruck, like in the moment, like this being is able to communicate with me. And yeah, it's a very, like, going through apparently 2/3 of the game, again according to the comments, going through 2/3 of the game, not being able to see this dialogue besides the tutorial at the beginning, it does set a very different tone compared to everything else. And like going forward, I think it sets a different tone as well, because the objective is now, like, it was even in the achievement, go past the farm arrays to where the earth fissures and go deep into the earth. Like, for the first time we have like not just a visual communication of the objective, but a, I guess, written indication of the objective. And I guess it's like the feeling of, like, where, like, he said, where the humans performed their silly rituals. Like, it's the feeling of you are now going towards something, whereas before it was like you were exploring, you were kind of going towards something because you were guided by the overseer, but the way that it's conveyed here, it's like you are going towards something profound and like something that matters to the history of this world. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's, yeah, I guess that's like kind of what was going through my head during that encounter. And even though like not all of the questions were answered, I feel like, I don't know, just that moment alone and the words that were spoken were like mattered a lot in the overall concept of and like context of the game. So yeah, all right, back to past me to wrap up this Q&A. And this is the last question. Are you enjoying Rain World? Yes, I am. It's had its ups and downs, but I'm actually, in some areas, I'm a lot better at it than I thought I would be, and in other areas, I'm like humbled by how poorly I do. So the game has a good way of keeping me in check while still making me feel like I'm accomplishing something. And yeah, I'm like, there are times when I'm just like shocked at how well I play. Not to toot my own horn, but considering I came into this game thinking I was going to play it incredibly poorly because of how difficult it was, how much progress I've made just in these, like, throughout the recordings, has just been insane. And above all, just seeing everyone engaged and like commenting and letting me know like their thoughts on the events that have happened, thoughts on my theories, just showing excitement for my videos overall, and seeing all of the veteran Rain World players commenting, saying that like they're living they're living their first experience again vicariously through me, and how there have been a couple of people who have even gone so far as to say that my Let's Play of Rain World has been the most enjoyable Rain World Let's Play they've seen. It's been an amazing feeling being able to play this game and experience it with you all. So yeah, with the game itself combined with all of you, I am very much enjoying my time with it. And with that, I think that's everything in terms of Rain World stuff. This video ended up being a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, thank you all to everyone who submitted questions for this Q&A. I hope my answers were satisfactory, and like that I sufficiently answered your questions. If you have any comments or thoughts regarding any of my answers, please feel free to leave them down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on anything that I've said. And yeah, I'm gonna start recording the other Q&A now, and I will see you guys in either the next Rain World video or whatever you guys decide to watch me in next. Goodbye!